Hello, fine folks. How's your day? I hope you all are doing absolutely fine. Today, we're diving headfirst into the wild and wacky world of entitled parents, featuring none other than the Waterpark Karen. Get ready for a splash of drama, a wave of entitlement, and some truly jaw-dropping moments that'll make you glad you weren't there to witness it firsthand. Let's jump in.
Waterpark Karen. It's been a while since I posted, but I'm back with a good one. As a reminder, I'm a lifeguard at a water park and I deal with Karens a lot. But recently I was actually promoted to head guard, aka manager, which is a whole new ballpark. This is something that happened today. I worked a 14.5-hour shift, so I saw a lot, but nothing pissed me off more than this. So down to the story. I started the day with the basic head guard stuff, starting the water up, writing the guard rotation, etc. We opened at 9 like we usually do, and it was good until about 10. 10:12 specifically. The family came in. A mom, dad, young daughter, and 3 teenage boys, all about 17 to 18. Immediately the boys were trouble for my guards. I got at least 10 complaints about them, but they were staggered. They were going from one half to a different half every time they'd get in trouble because there's no communication between halves. Regardless, it reached its tipping point at 4 o'clock, just into the second shift. I also need to add, I am infamous among the staff for the way I deal with Karens, entitled kids, and rude guests. I have zero tolerance. Anyway, back to the story. I heard a long, loud double whistle while checking the cameras in the first aid room. That means one of 3 things: accident, injury, or attention. I headed over to see a fuming mother screaming at one of my guards. In fact, one of my friends from when I was a normal guard, so I was immediately on edge with this one. I came up and asked her, "Can I help with something?" EM for entitled mom, me for, well, me. Yes, this beach me let's watch the language. Exasperated sigh. This guard banned my son and his friends from this slide for no reason. I looked over. It was them. The thorns in my side. Me I see. Guard name. Watch your water, I can handle this. I turned back to the mom. Me ma'am. I'm going to be honest with you. Your son and his friends aren't banned from the slide. So then why I raised a hand to continue. Me they're banned from the park. She exploded. Why this, why that, you asshole, blah blah the works. Eventually she calmed down and said, why? They haven't done anything wrong. Me actually they've broken nearly every rule we have, and have been causing problems all day. What have they really done? What could they have possibly me They've endangered themselves, other guests, and my lifeguards with their reckless behavior. Frankly enraged How have they endangered people? Me started to get worked up They've gone down every slide the wrong way, jumped out halfway down, nearly hit people while playing dodgeball with the basketballs, which is against the rules anyway, and I have guards posted at the bottom of every slide. Them coming out incorrectly endangers my guards. They easily could have given themselves and nearly everyone around them concussions or at worst broken bones. They need to leave. Well, we paid for a room for 2 nights. Me increasingly angry and that isn't a problem. You, your husband, and your daughter can all stay and enjoy the park. The boys, however, have to leave. They can either be taken home by one of you, or they can stay in their room for the rest of the night. Flabbergasted and trying to regain control but what of me? Done with her shit ma'am, I don't know what gave you the impression this was a debate. You are in no position to argue. You are in a position to comply. So, if they don't leave in the next 10 minutes, they will be removed. She stood there for a moment, in shock, then got uppity and went to the hot tub. I decided she didn't get the 10 if she wasn't going to use them. I took my walkie out and said, head guard to security desk. Code yellow. That's the code for guest removal. They came in, we found the kids, took them to their parents, and then escorted them to their rooms while they were still drying themselves off. I may have been a bit of a dick, not gonna lie, but she was being combative and I had other more important things to do. Because of her, I was late on my chems checking chlorine levels in the water, flow state, etc., so I was done with the entire situation. On top of that, she called my friend and employee a bitch, so that doesn't slide.
Water parks are meant to be fun, But this entitled mom turned the lazy river into a tidal wave of drama. Imagine a day where unruly teens break every rule in the book and their mom, Waterpark Karen, blames everyone but her kids. From reckless behavior on the slides to a heated showdown with the head lifeguard, this story is a splashy mix of entitlement and consequences. Let's dive into the chaos and see how it all unfolded.
Trying to control my dating life when I'm in my 30s. I told my mom about 2 months ago that I had recently gotten into a relationship. She asked me questions about him, and I could tell she wasn't happy that he was divorced, has 3 kids, and tattoos. Initially, she told me that she would let me tell the rest of my family when I wanted to. Fast forward a week, I was feeling under the weather, and my sister shows up unannounced saying she just wanted to check on me, but then started asking me questions about if I was dating anyone. I told her that I appreciated her checking on me, but to ask before she came, and that I did not want to talk about my dating life. I was more so upset that I had realized my mom more than likely had told her. The next day, I get a text from my dad saying I have to sit down with him and my mom to discuss who I was dating, which I had never told him yet. It ended up being a 2-hour conversation where they told me I was going to ruin my life if I end up with someone divorced, tattooed, and with kids like him. My mom started guilting me, saying that she hasn't slept since I told her, and my dad started talking about some medical issues he's having. They then told me they would write me out of their will if I did end up with someone like him, because they need to protect our family. I told them I respect their concern for me and that it's their money, so I respect their decisions just like they should respect mine. The conversation ended with them basically saying okay then, and then left. Things have been awkward since, and then yesterday they've randomly came to talk to me again for 2 hours about how I'm not the daughter they know and that I've changed. Which when they gave examples, I explained how that is how I've always been, and then they just started repeating their same concerns about my boyfriend. I told them they need to stay out of my dating life, and that again, I do not care about their inheritance, it is theirs. They proceeded to just tell me about how I'm going to ruin my life, how much money I'll be letting go and assets. I told them I am not concerned, I am happy with my life. They then proceeded to tell me how I will not be able to be around my nieces or nephews if I end up with him, because he would be a bad influence. I understand they might have concerns, but I'm really just hurt that they haven't even met my boyfriend and are trying to tell me what to do without trusting my judgment. My boyfriend does have quite a bit of baggage, but he's a smart, hardworking, thoughtful, and caring man who treats me so well and loves me. I love my family. I moved back about 2 years ago after moving away to be closer to them, but I am really disappointed with how they're acting. I obviously don't want to burn bridges with my family over someone I recently started dating, but I also have no desire to let them rule my life now or in the future.
Dating in your 30s should mean making your own decisions. But what happens when your parents just can't let go? In this story, a woman's family crosses every boundary, from threatening to cut her out of their will to banning her from seeing her nieces and nephews, all because they don't approve of her boyfriend. Let's dive into this emotional tug-of-war between love, independence, and family expectations.
I only asked for a cake. My mom never celebrates much. The most she does is make birthday cakes except for me because once I turned 15, she decided I was too grown for cakes. It's the same for Christmas. This year, I hinted that I wanted a Pandoro, an Italian Christmas cake. I was the Santa of the family, giving everyone gifts. While everyone was opening gift, my mom looked me straight in the eyes and asked why I didn't receive a gift, as if my 9-year-old brother could be the one responsible for that. Then, the day after Christmas, she shows up with a Pandoro. Who is it for? Her friend. This is the second time she's done something like this. The day before my 15th birthday, she made a cake for her friend's kids, but didn't make one for me. This Christmas, I got her gifts because, for once, I had the money to buy for both her and my brother. Since we don't usually celebrate Christmas, I wasn't expecting to get gifts, and I didn't mind. I gave from the heart. But it's frustrating that I told her many times what I wanted, only for her to buy it for someone else and then ask me why I didn't get any gifts.
Sometimes, all you want for Christmas is something simple, like a cake. But what do you do when even that's too much for your family? In this story, a thoughtful and giving sibling watches their own holiday wishes get brushed aside. only to see their mom prioritize someone else. Let's unwrap this bittersweet tale of family, frustration, and forgotten cakes.
Am I wrong to be annoyed that my dad expects me to pay for everything? Hi guys. New here. 30F. I'm a child of immigrants' parents and my father, 65M, moved to the States earlier this year. We've, Mom and I, been working to help land him a job, and in the meantime, he is staying at my mom's friend's place. They were separated before I was born, but has been in my life in some shape or another over the years. Because he wasn't working much, I've been helping with rent. I don't pay the full amount. Mind you, I'm a PhD student and make less than $40K a year, live in another state, and pay rent. I've been constantly feeling like I'm always paying for things or having to coddle him, and it's like he's not taking initiative. I don't know if it's just me being selfish. For example, he didn't have the funds to pay rent 1 month but never told me until I asked. Days passed when it's due, mind you. He often doesn't respond to my messages when I ask him questions, so I never know what he even needs. He doesn't want to call places he's applied to get a better leg up on getting an interview. He doesn't want to do any practice interviews to prepare. I guess I'm just annoyed. He also suffers from undiagnosed GAD. Now, a close family member of his passed away, and I feel like I'm going to have to pay the flight, and I'm like I can't pay for rent and a flight. Update. I feel like the cultural expectation is to help with whatever you can cause they have it worse than you, and it makes me feel like I'm being selfish for being annoyed. A Redditor made a good point that I signed the I-864 affidavit during the immigration process that states that most family-based immigrants and some employment-based immigrants use this form to show they have adequate means of financial support and are not likely to rely on the U.S. government for financial support. Yet still I feel like I need him to step up more.
Family is all about supporting each other, but where do you draw the line between helping and being taken for granted? In this story, a hardworking PhD student struggles with the financial and emotional toll of supporting her dad, who seems reluctant to take responsibility for himself. Let's explore this complex situation of cultural expectations, frustration, and the search for balance. And that's a wrap, fine folks. Today, we saw the wild entitlement of Waterpark Karen, a family crossing the line in trying to control my dating life, a bittersweet Christmas tale in I only asked for a cake, and the struggles of balancing cultural expectations in am I wrong to be annoyed that my dad expects me to pay for everything? From chaotic water slides to complicated family dynamics, these stories remind us how important it is to set boundaries and stand up for ourselves. If you enjoyed these tales, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Stay fine, and I'll see you in the next one.